Today we'll be covering how to market your accounting practice online. And I am Catherine Gallen, your presenter. I am a digital marketing and PR consultant for BPO Connect. So I work across a variety of digital channels, including websites, search, social media, emails, blogs, and some other things. So today I'd like to start by focusing on, I guess, what we'll cover, why your website matters. We'll give a lot of attention to website in particular today. How clients find you online, ways you can reach clients, and we'll also examine the question, is social media worth it, as well as finding more time for marketing. So why does your website matter? Well, let's take a look at how people find your business. We know that everyone's using search on their smartphone, on their tablet, on their computer these days, wherever you have a device with internet. And so if you're not online, if you don't have a strong organic online search present, you're missing out on a huge audience right then and there, because I know many grandparents that search internet from their smartphones. It's not just for one generation these days. So if you're not online, it's very vital that you have a good website that has good SEO and is appearing in search so people can find you. Website matters because it gives clients new information, existing clients, potential clients. You could have resources and tools, perhaps an online portal for lodging documents for your clients so that they can stay engaged with you online, as well as giving information for potential clients about why they would choose you, some of those benefits, and we'll come back to that point in just a moment. But also, your website can include calls to action to get potential customers to further engage with your brand, to entice them to sign up or buy from you, call you perhaps. This is why a website is vital in your marketing strategy and why it constantly needs to be tweaked and updated so that it's reflecting that information and it's constantly engaging with your audience to make the most of this channel. So I'd like to start by looking at some of the content on the website and what you should include, some of the most basic elements that all websites need to touch on. First of all, why do people need you? Why do they need your services? You may think, oh, well, this is really evident, I'm an accountant, but really sometimes accountants miss addressing that problem. They don't provide the exact solution. Perhaps you specialize in one particular area. It could be international tax, it could be SMSF. Maybe you do bookkeeping that other accountants don't provide. That needs to be explicitly clear, but not only clear, address why someone should turn to you and not someone else. So that brings us on to the next point, why you and not a competitor. It needs to be clear that you provide unique benefits on your website, whether it's in bullet points, whether you explain them yourself in a video, but you want to touch on what your audience is looking for, what they want, some of those values you might provide. Maybe you listen to them, you are more efficient, you do quality reviews. Is this clearly stated in your website? I've also seen some accounting websites that tell me what they do. They don't tell me why I should switch accountants, nor do they tell me why their firm is the best. And don't we all want the best in what we're searching for when we consider looking at new products or hiring a service of someone? So how do you establish yourself as an expert in the industry? And I put provide proof here because you should have some kind of, if it's not an industry recognition or qualification or certification somewhere in your website, and your ABN is also very important, but you should have testimonials, reviews that also relate back to the potential client or customer. And again, this isn't just for potential clients. You also want to affirm this for your current clients. And even if you say, well, Catherine, all of my leads come from referrals. I don't really need to put this on my website. Well, you do need to have this incorporated, and I would argue it's because we all want that affirmation. We want to see, not just take my friend's word that you're a great accountant, but see case studies and other people also affirming that, as well as you listing your qualifications. So many people miss out on this next point, is offering a different additional information to their website visitors. And in that way, they can capture data. And that is very vital today. We talk about analytics, we talk about metrics and how we can improve upon those. But by capturing information via offering more information. It could be a report. You could have a tax calculator tool. You can build a database and have people opt into your marketing so you can tell them more. So you can give them blog updates or current events or news or something going on with your firm and get them to engage with you. So the last thing I would say that all websites need to have is some kind of CTA or call to action. And you should have a clearly defined call to action for both new visitors and returning visitors or clients to your website. So what do I mean by a call to action? It's an instruction to the audience to provoke an immediate response. Usually has verbs or action verbs like call now, find out more, visit me today. All right, so now let's look at some examples of calls to action. I took this example off Xero website. This was a while ago, so you'll see that their website's been improved upon since then. But you might notice some of the calls to action here. There's a whole science behind using certain colors and buttons so that it draws the readers in. That's perhaps why they use this bright green here. It's easy to see, it's easy to click. Not only do they have view pricing plans on that bright green button, but they also have a find out more, a secondary call to action right next to it. And underneath, they say, try it for free, sign up. So they're explaining it. They're trying to get you to take that same action, but they have it again in two places on their website. Not only do they have a view pricing plans on that main banner, they also have try Xero at the top right-hand corner. And that's very important because it's very clear what Xero wants you to do when you arrive at their website. I would argue that they need a title and some kind of subtitle. I think it's really great in the top left-hand corner right next to that logo. They explain who they are. They do have a home button instead of the logo, in addition to the logo, I should say. You'll notice, I'm sure many of you know that you can use the home button as your logo. But by repeating it or making just a simple structure, it really does help people find exactly what they're looking for. And most web designers would tell you that it's best to split test where possible to optimize for the best result. So Xero might have run a particular campaign or split test of their website where they had different colors they were trying out for those buttons. Of course, they also kept within their branding, and if you know Xero, you know they've kept kind of that color range. But to optimize for the best conversion. So a conversion could be defined as downloading a report, watching a video, completing an order form, filling out an inquiry form, a newsletter sign up. You know, there was a Google study that came out only a few years ago that explained how customers interact with a brand. And Google found that customers are touching base with a brand at least 7 times before they buy. So the more touch points you have, the better. So the more actions that you want visitors to take to engage with your brand by doing these things, what we call website conversions, the more likely they are to use your service, and the more likely they are to be returning clients as well. So your design also matters, and I just wanted to give you an example of an older website design. This website has been redone, but this is an example of an accounting website in Arizona, USA. So it's not very exciting if you just kind of look at it coming back from that Xero website. It doesn't really pop out at you. There's nothing really catching or emotionally motivating. So if the marketing is boring, it's more likely to fail, right? You don't want to look like all your other competitors. You want to find what's unique for you, incorporate that personality of your brand into your website, not only in the content, but also the design and the layout. So this was a good try, and some of the content you can see they've written down there, not your typical accountants. So they understand a little bit of marketing to say, okay, well, we're a bit different. But do they give any examples? Not really. They don't have any images of their current client or target audience base. It's not very exciting. There's no problem or solution that they're tackling for me. If I just came to this website, it'd be great. That's an accountant. But how are they going to help me? So I need proof, perhaps, that they are not typical accountants. I might want to see some testimonials, some case studies, even videos of clients. They might have a data capture on their seminar page, but I'm not entirely sure. If I landed on this homepage, I would quickly click away. I probably would not have stayed this long looking at it. And finally, there's no call to action. What do they want me to do? What's the next step? Do I need to call them now? Do I need to download more information about their services? I'm not really sure. So now, looking at design and layout in a more modern sense, I want you to remember ease of navigation is important, but also that people are searching for multiple devices on different browser sizes. So unless you have a separate website for your mobile, your tablet, your computer, you might take a look at responsive design. And here's an example of a web page that is responsive. In other words, when you move the browser in and out, the page automatically reformats, moving images and text around to fit that screen size so that you only need one website that works across all devices. And this is a particularly big trend, and I know it's here to stay. So if you are considering doing a website upgrade, I would take a look at this. So how else are people finding you? As we touched on, you're searching for multiple devices. They're looking at online ads, both above and to the right, below search results. Could be on search engines, social media, web pages, YouTube. A lot of you can recapture audience. You can look at retargeting options, or remarketing options, as it's sometimes called, across these different channels online. People may find you not only in the organic search results, search engines like Google, Yahoo, Bing, but by blogs, by searching for information. And so I'll come back to blogs in a second, but by online directories. So you might have heard of companies like Smart Company. You might, your Zero partner, you would want to be listed there. Yellow Pages now has an online directory. There's many, many to choose from. But I would encourage you to just focus on a couple of the ones where you think your potential clients are most likely to search. And that comes back to knowing your target audience. And of course, for search engine organic results, you don't just want your homepage to appear. Hopefully you have strong product pages and other resources, other landing pages that appear for certain keywords. So I'm just going to touch on this for a second if you're thinking about SEO or you know a little bit about it. Remember, it's the need to target relevant keywords for your brand, your products, other things that potential clients may be searching. I would encourage you, if you are in a particular location, office, let's say in Melbourne, to focus on, accounting services Melbourne, or something along those lines, the geographic location as well as what you do, accounting, as well as your brand name. That combination of the three, and so I've given an example here. Whatever your company name, company accounting might be an example company name. You do bookkeeping and accounting, right? So you'd want to target keywords such as bookkeepers, accountants. Then you would also focus on using some keywords together with this for perhaps you're located in Alice Springs. And again, coming back to that online directories, Google Places, other associations or partners that you can be listed on that can give you a really good backlink to your site and help traffic find you. Now, is social media worth it? I just like to say that not all social media is equal. It's very easy to say, oh, we're on all of these channels, but not actually be involved with them. So I would argue just pick a few that you know. If you only have time to dedicate to one right now, that's fine. First, consider who your target audience is. Are they using, or do you have individuals or businesses? Are you after corporations? And are they on personal profiles, such as Facebook? They use it just in their personal time. Or do you have some clients that are, or potential clients that are across professional networking sites? You may just decide to focus on LinkedIn, for example, and start out there by looking at how you can engage in a community, how you can post, how you can potentially do ads on that social media. But the biggest thing with using social and why it can be effective is if you are a subject matter expert producing good content. I would recommend a blog. If you have the time to write, or you have someone that can write on your company's behalf to push out current news, because this is really good for SEO, but it also helps you engage with the reader. It helps provide that information your customers will want. So just take a look at a little bit of the ways we consume information and how blog can help in the customer journey with your brand online. So from the awareness stage, this kind of model just kind of focuses from someone that is at the very early stages before they decide to use your services to the point of loyal customers. So from awareness stage, the customer doesn't really think of your brand or product in the search. Maybe they don't know particular brand names, and they're just searching for basic information about what they want, what kind of help they might need. Consideration phase, they might start looking at reviews of particular brands. They want more details. They're going to start to pick up those brand names. Preferences, they'll start looking at their top choices, considering you over a competitor. Action would be could be a purchase, could be deciding to go with your services, getting a quote perhaps. They're searching for your brand name now, and they're actively engaging with a particular brand, all the way to loyalty, which is advocating your brand. So blog articles are really useful because they can span this funnel. You can go after particular keywords your clients may be searching for in that beginning awareness phase, right up to that loyalty phase, where you hope that they advocate and you're encouraging them to do so. So with any channel you use, start with that ideal customer. Remember the 80-20 rule. 80% of your business comes from 20% of your current client base. So really identifying that ideal customer is where you want to start and where you want to hone your skills in what keywords would they be looking at, what information do they want. Defining your goals and purpose, and then I would start split testing and optimize, where possible, optimize keywords, try different things. So by outsourcing a portion of your back office work, whether it be tax returns, SMSF administration, bookkeeping, or payroll to BPO Connect, you can free up more of your time to focus on marketing and bringing in more clients. So just for attendees, I have a special offer for you today. We'd like to offer you a complimentary cost analysis report on outsourcing. So if your accounting practice is at that stage or has considered outsourcing before, you just kind of want to learn a bit more, I would highly encourage you to get in touch with me no later than 5 p.m. today, because this is only good for those people who have attended our webinar to take advantage. And we will send you a free report explaining kind of the ins and outs of outsourcing and looking more in depth about how outsourcing can be a really good option for you. So I did want to mention really briefly before we wrap up today, the next webinar I will host will be on payroll outsourcing, what it looks like. This webinar will cover the pros and cons of payroll software on the market, why you should still be reviewing the process, how outsourcing payroll works, and why payroll outsourcing can be cost effective. So I highly encourage you to check it out. We'll have the link up on our website, as well as some additional resources today in relation to marketing your accounting practice online. You may have seen it's a 4-part series going up on our website. A few other tips from today I hope you can take forward. So thank you very much for attending, and we hope to see you next time.